Miss Holt, this book is wrong.
Was there another mudslide?
Michael Anthony Smith, you get off that phone right now and let Joyce handle things. Doctor's orders.
I'm Miss Jean. Join me on a trip to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. Join me for today's expedition. It's a new morning in Discovery Mountain, and the rain has finally stopped. The ground is still soggy, and it's true there's another storm coming in just a couple of days. But today, the sun is out. The sunshine is drying up the water. But will it be enough to dry up their worries, too? The volunteers at Discovery Mountain Academy are already hard at work this morning, building the retaining wall and cleaning mud out of Mrs. Lewis's classroom. Let's join them on the playground right now in today's episode called Floating Faith.
Double check the level of those blocks before you start laying down the next course.
Okay, Mr. Harris.
Wow, look how much progress you've made out here. John Harris, you're a miracle worker.
I haven't done it by myself, you know. Rich and Stan are working as hard as I am.
And look, is that DS driving the bulldozer?
Yep, and he's doing a great job. This is a real team effort. I think every parent is helping. And if they're not building, they're bringing us sandwiches and cookies.
This town really cares about our school. That's why they showed up.
Yeah, and some of them actually know what they're doing. The McCreadys drove their own excavator over here.
Does that mean some of the other volunteers don't know what they're doing?
Well, if they didn't know anything before, they do now. I've been teaching them how to lay block and install rebar.
You must have started working before the sun was even up.
Well, thanks to the lights I set up, we've been working in shifts nearly all night long.
All night long?
We have to if we're going to get this project done before the next storm.
We have a tight deadline, don't we?
Sure do. If the walls and drains aren't finished before the next rainstorm hits, we're in danger of more flooding and mudslides. But don't worry, if the work keeps up at this pace, we'll make it.
Don't worry. With another major storm coming?
Only God can control when the storm hits. We just need to keep doing our best till then.
I'd better check in with DS. He's looking a little stressed.
Yeah, Tara checked on him this morning. I think she's worried about his blood pressure.
Yes, he's a very conscientious principal. This disaster is weighing on him. I'll see if I can talk to him.
Good luck, Mr. Simon. He's been working non-stop.
All right, John. Let me know if you need anything from me.
Will do.
Hey, John, have you seen Rich this morning?
He's over there, Stan, helping the McCreadys dig that drainage trench.
That's Jake, not Rich.
Jake, but the hat.
Rich gave him one of his Mud Guy safari hats last time he was here.
So if that's Jake, where's Rich?
Right here.
Oh, hey.
Sorry, guys. I had to go back to Professor Z's dig site to get my archaeology toolkit.
Archaeology kit? We're building a wall, not looking for ancient artifacts.
But we use a lot of the same tools as construction workers. Look, I've got trowels, masonry brushes, jag clamps.
Well, don't just stand there admiring your fancy toolkit. Come help me lay another course of blocks.
Sure thing, boss.
Hey, Rich, you're still on for an assembly today, right?
Yep, no worries, DS.
No worries. If only that were possible.
After an already long morning of school repairs, the teachers headed inside to their classes.
I'm here!
You're late, Chaplain Jake.
Au contraire, Mia! I opened the door just as the bell rang, so technically, I'm on time.
Why are you so muddy?
Have you been working on the repairs already this morning?
Uh-huh. I've been out on the playground for hours.
But school just started.
Well, I've been here since 5 a.m. doing my part to help keep you safe from future mudslides. And so has your dad.
I know. I set my alarm, but I just couldn't get up that early to come and help.
Well, some of us are used to getting up early and working hard, Cyrus. You should try it sometime.
Oh, and you should try minding your own business sometime.
Brianna, Cyrus, what's gotten into you both?
Nothing, Chaplain Jake. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Addison, say something.
Like what?
Cyrus and Brianna's feud began over the story of Noah. Weren't you going to ask Chaplain Jake why the story is so important?
Oh, right. Chaplain Jake?
Yes, Addison?
I was hoping you could help me with a question I have about Noah.
Oh, yes, indeedy. What you want to know? How long he was on the ark? What kind of wood he used to build it?
No. Why is it important?
Oh, why is the wood he used important? I mean, you wouldn't want to use anything too soft like pine. It'd get smashed to bits.
No. Like, why is the story itself important?
What Addison means is, does it even matter whether we believe the story or not?
Of course it matters.
Well, that's your opinion, Cyrus.
Well, it's my opinion too, Brianna.
But I'm a reporter, and reporters look for all the facts before we form an opinion. I need more proof before I'll believe there was a flood that supposedly covered the entire world.
Supposedly? Open your eyes, Brianna. There's all kinds of evidence.
Looking for evidence isn't a bad thing, Brianna.
Told you, Cyrus.
But how much evidence would convince you? It takes a little faith too, you know. In fact, Noah is mentioned in the faith chapter of the book of Hebrews.
He is?
Yeah. It says by faith, Noah, after he was warned about what was not yet seen and motivated by godly fear, built an ark to deliver his family.
Huh.
What I mean is that Noah didn't need evidence of rain before he started building the ark. He just believed God's word.
Didn't the Apostle Peter also talk about Noah?
He did, Mia, and so did Jesus.
Jesus talked about the flood?
Yeah, it's in Matthew 24, verses 37 through 39. Carson, why don't you read it for us?
Okay, let's see. Okay, here it is. As the days of Noah were, so the coming of the Son of Man will be. For in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day Noah boarded the ark. They didn't know until the flood came and swept them all away.
See? Jesus believed the flood story was true too. What better evidence would you need?
Hey, Addison, think this will make any difference to Brianna?
I wish I knew, Carson. I really wish I knew.
Will Brianna exercise her faith? We'll have to wait to find out. Let's see how Miss Holt and her class are managing with the cafeteria as a classroom.
Miss Holt, how am I supposed to concentrate on English when the spaghetti they're making for lunch smells so good?
I guess having class in the cafeteria is pretty distracting, Harold.
All I could think about is my stomach.
That's all you ever think about.
Didn't you like playing hide and go seek here in the cafeteria yesterday?
It was okay. I guess.
Just okay? I had a blast. Miss Holt, when you let us turn the tables on their sides to hide behind, it was like a maze.
I thought it was fun too.
Too bad we had to put everything back so we could eat lunch.
Oh, great. Now I'm hungry too. Thanks a bunch, Janet.
What'd I do?
You were talking about eating lunch.
Kyler, not you too. Are you always hungry?
Pretty much.
All right, everyone. I know it's hard not being in our regular classroom.
Yeah, 'cause it smells like food all the time.
Do I smell garlic bread? Oh, man.
My point is that while it might make it harder to focus, it does not have to make it harder to be nice. Is that clear?
Yes, Miss Holt.
Good. Now let's get back to our English literature lesson. You all have a copy of today's story, so let's start reading.
Miss Holt, this can't be right.
Is there a problem, Janet?
Yes, our story. Listen. Oh man, tear down thy house, build a ship. Noah tore down his house to build the ark?
No.
And listen to this part. 10 dozen cubits, the height of her walls. I provided her with 6 decks. But I thought the Bible said there were 3 decks.
There were 3 decks on the ark.
Whoa, it says the beasts of the field, the wild creatures of the field, and all the craftsmen I made go aboard. I boarded the ship and battened up the gate.
Wait, doesn't the Bible say that God sent the animals and shut the door of the ark? not Noah.
Yeah, that's what my dad says in his sermons.
Miss Holt, this book is wrong.
No, it's not.
But
Because this is not the story of Noah.
Wait.
Look at the title. What we're reading is part of the Epic of Gilgamesh, an ancient Mesopotamian poem.
what?
Mesopotamia. This is one of at least 200 flood stories from cultures around the world.
But it's got everything wrong.
All the other flood stories differ from the Bible's account.
I'm confused.
All of the stories are different, but they have enough similarities to make it clear that they're all talking about the same event, a big flood that covered the earth.
So why did we read this if it's different from the Bible?
Well, it's part of the curriculum.
But why?
Well, it's historical, and it shows us that there are many stories from all around the world about a man building a boat to escape a flood, and this is one example.
So the Epic of whoever isn't the only one?
Gilgamesh. No, it's not the only one.
What are some others?
Let's see. Well, my favorite of all the stories is the Hawaiian flood story.
What does it say?
It says that in all the world there was only one good man left. He built a canoe with a house on it and filled it with animals. Know what his name was?
What?
It was Noah. Sound familiar?
Noah! These stories have got to be talking about the Bible flood.
When you add it to the geological evidence, it's pretty powerful evidence that the Bible story is true.
Harold! Was that your stomach growling?
Yes, it's powerful evidence that it's time for lunch break.
It's time for us to have a break, too.
Would you like to share your faith with Discovery Mountain merch? There are t-shirts, hoodies, and even a ball cap to choose from. Visit discoverymountain.com/store and get your merch today.
Hey, I'm Ruben Gomez, executive producer and the voice of Jacob P. Donovan. Do you want to hear all new episodes of Jake's Take, an oddcast you can trust? Sign up to become a Mountaineer and then listen to this exclusive club program and other new content every week. Mountaineers, we'll see you in the clubhouse at discoverymountainclub.com. We'll be waiting for you!
Are you searching for answers to life's toughest questions? Questions like, where is God when we suffer? The Voice of Prophecy Bible Guides will help you find the answers you're looking for. Visit BibleStudies.com and choose the free Bible study lessons that fit you best. Choose to study online or have the lessons mailed directly to you. That's BibleStudies.com.
It looks like it's time for another assembly with the mud guy. Come on, let's find a seat in the gym.
I wonder what the mud guy's going to talk about today.
The geologic column.
The logic column? What's that?
It's the geologic column, Luke. It shows all the rock layers in the ground.
Rocks have layers?
Shh, he's about to start, and I need to listen.
Why? You're going to argue with him anyway.
I have to know what he's saying in order to prove he's wrong, don't I?
But you haven't proven him wrong yet, have you?
Well, today is the day. I've got a bunch of books from the library, and I'm prepared to do battle.
Poor mud guy.
Hello again, everyone. Yesterday, I showed you some pictures of fossils.
Yeah, that ichthyosaur gave me nightmares.
Sorry about that. Today's pictures aren't scary, I promise. Here's the first one.
Is that the logic column?
Luke, it's the geologic column.
Lily's right. This is an example of the geologic column. It shows all the rock layers you'd pass through if you dug a hole way down in the ground.
When I dig holes, I find dirt.
You just haven't dug far enough. Scientists dig through miles of rock layers, and those layers show evidence of Noah's flood.
How?
Well, look at this next picture from the Grand Canyon.
What makes it grand?
Well, the Grand Canyon is a mile deep, 18 miles across in some places, and 277 miles long. Oh, it's an unbelievable place to visit.
Yay! Field trip to the Grand Canyon.
Harold?
Let me guess. It's not in the budget?
Good answer.
At the Grand Canyon, you can see more than 20 layers of rocks, like stacks of pancakes.
Don't talk about pancakes. You'll make Harold hungry again.
No pancake talk? Do you have a badder idea? Did my joke fall flat as a...
Don't say pancake.
Well, getting back to the Grand Canyon, the middle and top layers are sedimentary rock.
That means they came from sand and mud.
Right, and those layers of sand and mud were deposited by water. Lots of water.
Noah's flood.
It's the only answer that makes sense. We see sedimentary layers laid down by massive amounts of water everywhere in the world. The same layers show up on different continents too, so it couldn't have just been a local flood.
That does make sense.
Wait, I've been to the Grand Canyon.
Me too.
And a ranger told us it took the Colorado River 5 million years to carve the Grand Canyon.
Canyons don't require millions of years to form. In 1980, we got proof that they can form very quickly.
What proof?
Let me get the next picture ready and I'll show you. Okay, here we go. Check out this photo.
It's a volcano.
And it's erupting.
Did you take that picture? That's way closer than I ever want to get to a volcano.
No. I didn't take it. I'm not that brave.
But how does a volcano prove that canyons don't take millions of years to form?
Well, this is Mount St. Helens in Washington State.
DS, is a field trip to Mount St. Helens in the budget?
I think you know the answer, Harold.
When Mount St. Helens erupted in 1980, it caused an avalanche of rock and mud and uprooted trees that was nearly 150 feet deep.
But what does that have to do with the Grand Canyon?
Well, keep listening, Lily. You see, 2 years later, Mount St. Helens erupted again, causing a huge mud flow.
Bigger than the one we had?
Way bigger. This new mud flow carved out a brand new canyon that was 140 feet deep in a single day.
In just one day?
Yeah, it only took a few hours, not millions of years. And you don't have to travel as far away as Mount St. Helens to find proof that the forces of nature work much faster than scientists used to think. If I could take you to Professor Z's latest dig site a few miles up the mountain from here, I could show you some amazing stuff.
Only a few miles? DS, that has to be in the budget.
Nope. Sorry, Harold.
Well, I guess we'll settle for more pictures. Check this one out. Hey, what happened?
Oh no, what did happen? We'll find out after this short break.
Would you like to hear what's coming up each week in Discovery Mountain and the Discovery Mountain Club? Sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. Visit discoverymountain.com/newsletter for news you won't hear anywhere else.
Hello, families. Miss Jean here. You know me best as your friendly narrator here in Discovery Mountain, but you might not know a lot about the parent ministry that I work for that brings you this program, the Voice of Prophecy. I invite you to get to know us by watching our newest program, Authentic. It's hosted by my husband, Sean Boonstra. Now, Authentic is a half-hour television program with transparent discussions and honest answers. Authentic will talk about everyday issues that you could be struggling with right now, all with the purpose to discover what it means to live an authentic human existence. Well, I hope you enjoy getting to know us. Oh, and you'll recognize Sean's voice. He's Chaplain Simon. So, you know us already. Visit discoverymountain.com/authentic to find quick and easy links to where you can watch.
Hey, it's Sean Boonstra, Speaker Director of the Voice of Prophecy, the ministry that brings you this program. Has Discovery Mountain been an encouragement to the children in your life? Weekly Discovery Mountain episodes are made possible through the generosity of our supporters. Would you like to join us as a supporter? Find out how you can receive a Discovery Mountain t-shirt as a thank you gift. Call us at 1-877-566-7365 today. That's 877-566-7365.
What happened? Why is it so dark?
The AV system stopped working.
Everything stopped working.
I guess something knocked the power out.
Was there another mudslide?
I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
If there's nothing to worry about, why are you wheezing?
I'm not wheezing.
Yes, you are. And you only get asthma when you're stressed.
So there is something to worry about.
Stay calm, everyone. Stay calm. It just looks like the power went out.
I'll go see if we blew a fuse.
Hey everyone, can I have your attention?
John Harris, what's going on?
Unfortunately, an excavator accidentally cut an underground power line.
Is anyone hurt?
No, nobody's hurt.
Well, that's good news at least.
But it's gonna be a while before the power's back on.
You mean like a couple of hours?
How are we supposed to have class with no lights? This is the worst day ever.
No class? Sounds like the best day ever.
Nice try, Harold. But the classrooms have more windows, so they're not as dark as the gym.
When do you think we can have the power back on?
It's not up to us. We've notified the power company, and they're on their way, but we're a long ways from the city.
Oh, it could take days to get this fixed.
Days?
Chaplain Jake is right, and there's more news.
Without electricity, the clocks won't work, and neither will the bells. How will we stay on schedule?
And the heat won't work. How will the kids stay warm?
Mr. Enderby can't use the kitchen. How will we eat? It's a major disaster.
The kids have had their routines upset enough already.
Breathe, Natasha. Come on.
Listen, as inconvenient as all of that stuff is, without electricity, we can't work on repairing the damage to the school wall.
But there's another storm coming. We have to get the wall done.
What are we gonna do, DS?
I'll call Reader and go over options, and I think you all need to go home.
May I make a suggestion?
Please.
What about a field trip?
Yes, finally.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. We can take everyone to the dig site.
We can't hold classes. We can't finish the retaining wall. We're about to get more mud and rain. And now you want me to plan a last-minute field trip when we don't even have a bus driver?
Dad, are you okay?
DS, do you need to sit down? You don't look too good.
I just feel a little dizzy.
Dad, let's go to the hospital so Mom can make sure you're okay.
I don't need to go to the hospital, son. I'll be fine.
Let's let your wife decide if you're fine or not.
Listen, I have to plan what we're going to do tomorrow. I have to phone the parents and the power company.
DS, just leave the planning to me.
You heard Miss Holt. The only thing you need to do is get to the hospital.
We're coming too. I don't like the way Natasha's breathing.
Jake.
No arguing, Natasha. We're going right now.
Come on, Dad. Let's go.
Tara, I told you, I'm fine.
Your blood pressure says otherwise.
I'm more concerned about Natasha. Why don't you go check on her?
Dr. Simon is perfectly capable of treating her own daughter's asthma. Now stop being stubborn and let me take your temperature.
But I need to get back to the school.
Absolutely not. The only thing you need to do is slow down.
I can't.
I'm ordering you to.
You don't understand. I have to figure out how to keep the school functioning until we get the electricity running again. Not to mention how to protect everyone from another mudslide if we don't get that retaining wall finished.
And you have to do all that by yourself?
I'm the principal. Everyone's counting on me.
I'm your wife. I'm counting on you too. Counting on you to take care of your health. You need a day off.
With so many problems that need solving, I can't afford to take a day off.
With your blood pressure as high as it is, you can't afford not to.
It's Joyce Holt. I better take this. Hello, Joyce? Anything wrong? I can be back in 5 minutes.
That's not necessary, DS. Everything's under control.
Under control? But we have no electricity.
I've got it under control. The kids are playing in the gym, and Hannah, Olivia, and I are calling parents to explain about the power outage and the field trip tomorrow.
We don't have a bus driver, and Rich and I need to keep helping John with the retaining wall. I also need to deal with the power company.
Michael Anthony Smith, You get off that phone right now and let Joyce handle things. Doctor's orders.
Uh-oh. Tara just used all 3 of my names, Joyce. I'll leave the school in your hands, but update me by text.
Michael?
Oops. Bye.
Director Doug, DS, is sure under pressure, isn't he?
Yeah, he certainly is, and it's starting to show. His blood pressure is way up.
And he's not the only one showing signs of stress. Natasha's asthma has been acting up ever since the mudslide.
It has, hasn't it? You know, there's a connection between our minds and our bodies.
There is. Anxiety and worry can impact our physical bodies as well as our minds.
Yes, DS does have a lot of responsibilities at the school, and he seems to take them very seriously.
Yeah, it's his job to keep the school running smoothly, but that hasn't happened this week.
No, it hasn't, and DS is still probably feeling guilty about not installing the drains and retaining wall as soon as Reader told him he should.
Mm-hmm. And now there's the possibility of another mudslide.
And with the power out, how will they be able to finish the wall before the next storm hits?
I just don't know.
Well, maybe John Harris and Stan will come up with a solution.
Do you suppose Noah worried whether he'd be able to finish the ark before the floodwaters arrived?
Well, Noah was human just like us, so I'm sure he did. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you're the one in charge.
That's true. I think part of the way we can exercise our faith when we feel overwhelmed is to remember that we're not really the ones in charge. God is.
That's right.
And Noah had a lot of work to do to be ready for the flood, but since he was doing what God asked him to do, he could be confident that God would help him to accomplish it.
Well, the same is true for DS, even if things seem impossible right now.
Yes. You know, listeners, if you are feeling overwhelmed, try exercising your faith by reading Matthew chapter 19 and verse 26.
Oh, that's one of my favorite verses.
It's mine too. You know, it says, with men, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible.
Whatever impossible task you're dealing with, remember that God is in charge and He has the perfect plan for you.
He does.
We'll find out God's plan to help the school next time. We'll see you back here then.
You've been listening to Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. To listen to other episodes and to send us a message, visit us online at discoverymountain.com. Discovery Mountain is a production of The Voice of Prophecy. Join us again next time here in Discovery Mountain, where every day is an exercise in faith. Floating Faith was written by Janice Nelson and post-produced in Ontario, Canada by Douglas Bruce and Danny Columbi. Recorded in Loveland, Colorado, Bowmanville, Ontario, and remotely from around the world.